Okay, so this is hopefully a short video in terms of how to install grab handle dampers on Skodas, Seats, anything really in the VAG range that doesn't have them. So this is the kind of, you let go, springs back, and it's quite painful in terms of noise. So it's just to do that soft close motion on the handles. So the first thing you have to do is take the handles off. The first thing you do is, if you can see, there's a little clip in the top corner with the cover. You just get your finger in and pull that back. Same on the other side. If you get my finger in, just drop it down. Then if you look very closely into those holes, there is like 2 clips, and you have to pinch those clips together. And the best way I've found to do it is with a couple of screwdrivers. I'll see if I can get closer into that hole so you can see. So basically, let's get one screwdriver in at the bottom, and the other screwdriver right in at the top there. You probably can't see, but it's now pushed that together. So make sure both of those are pushed in tight. That should just allow me to pull it back. You just need to make sure the screwdrivers are nicely squeezed in, and the handle will come off. Unfortunately, I can't seem to do it with one hand, so let me try again. Yeah, just bear with me, and I'm gonna pause the video at this point and just manually extract it. Yep, I think I've now got them nicely tagged in together, which, as you can see, just allows me to pull it back, and then I can let go, and that side has come out of the hole. Just going to do the same on the other side, pop that off, and then I'll come back. So that's now the handle out and on the workbench, and what you can see is on one side you've got a spring loaded, and then on the other side you haven't got anything. So what I'm going to do is put a little damper mechanism that's missing from the side on the right of the handle as I'm looking at it. The handle itself, if you see on the end there, has got a little pin. The challenge is to push that pin out. So the way I'm going to do it, the only way I found, and it's probably because I haven't got the right tools, is to get a very thin nose pair of pliers, grab that on the middle, and then try and slide the pin along. I have found on the other 3 handles that I've already done, that is quite a painful job, and I'll come back in a second when you can see my Heath Robinson tool to do that. All right, cheers. So here you have my Heath Robinson invention, basically using a vise, because with my hands I can't get enough grip on that pin. So effectively what I've got is a thin nose pair of pliers, which is currently clamped onto the pin inside the handle, and it's being supported by a wrench socket underneath, so when I push down it doesn't push the pliers down. So basically that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab hold of the handle and push down, and hopefully the pin that you can see there will then start to come out. But they are in really tight. The other 3 have all been a real struggle, and I don't expect this one to be any different. So I'll come back to the video hopefully when I've pushed a bit of that pin out. So a couple of seconds later, there you go, success. It has pushed up, and funnily enough, that was the easiest one of the lot. So all I'm going to do now is just grab hold of that with a pair of mole grips, and just pull it out properly, and then I'll come back with the dampening mechanism and show you how to put that in. Right, so there we go, pin out, bracket out, and in my hand the pin itself. As I say, that was the easiest one of the lot. The other ones were a real struggle. So this here is the little damping mechanism. As you can see, the pin goes through the middle of it. It's got 2 little notches on the end, which if you look very closely at the actual hinge itself, you can see where it slides into on one end. The actual dampening mechanism itself has, if you can see that bit, has a little rim along the top of it. That rim effectively goes into that little notch in there. So all you do is reassemble with the damper, with the notch in there like so, with the pin through it and the hinge back on, and you just literally pop it back onto the car. So here we have it. It's kind of partially fitted in, as in I haven't pushed the pin all the way home, and the only reason I just wanted to show you this bit before pushing it back onto the car was so you can see how it sits in the slot, and also I would say just make sure you've got it all seated and properly before you finally push the pin home, because once you've done that, there is probably little or no way of getting that back out again. That is the pin back out again. The dampers itself, you can pick those up. I've found them on Alibaba, literally £5 for a set of 4. So a real cheap upgrade to put soft closing on the door handles. Right, let's just push that home and then back to the car. Right, easiest bit of the job now, putting the handles back on. They literally, if you just line them up with the slots, it is literally a case of click and another click and they're back in. And look at that, soft close. Wow, awesome. We've got that all around now. There we go. All right, I hope that helps anybody who wants to go down the similar path.